I'm one of four sisters. My older sister is what you would call high yellow. In Santo Domingo le llaman jabá, which is like light skin, bad hair. Then there's me. I had the good hair, which means the good hair that didn't need any deslizado, the chemical relaxer. My twin sister is darker than me, so we're fraternal twins. And she had similar hair, but thick mounds of uncontrollable curls. And then there's my little sister, who's straight up black, gorgeous, like Brazilian model black.
My grandmother would tell me stories about how she was discriminated, even among members of her own family, just for being a black Latina, and that was something I was super aware of.
Sometimes in family, people are like, this one has the good hair, that one has the... So within your own family, you talk about each other like, you know, it's always about making the hair better, get lighter, the eyes bluer, all that kind of stuff.
There's this phrase called adelantar la raza, which basically means advance the race, and it's this really awful idea that, you know, you shouldn't marry or have children with anyone darker than you, that you should always try to, like, you know, advance the race.
There's an actual disparity of treatment that my sisters still feel the repercussions to this day because of their skin color within your own family.
If they were to ask me about the history of black and Hispanics together, I'd say, oh, I don't really know much.
We all came from Africa. We all came as slaves. It just depends on who colonized what country. In our islands, we were colonized by the Spaniards, so that's why we speak Spanish. Last time I checked, roughly 48% of Latin America is black.
Most of us can't, won't deny who we are.
I have to say it. I'm a woman of color, I'm a morenita, you know? A lot of Latinos, especially Caribbean, come on, we're African. We descend from African, the real Africans.
The idea of blackness among Latinos isn't really discussed as much as it should, and it's tragic because so much of that African culture is so dominant.
People say, you know, I love that you admit that you're black and Latina, which I always think is such a strange way of putting it. What do you mean, I admit it?
I'm a black woman. I mean, I am. Culturally, African-American culture is different. I would say I'm more Afro-Caribbean. My heritage with my culture, who I am, I'm not going to choose. I am both.
I literally try to just mess up the census. It's such a flawed system. So I check every single thing that applies, across the board.
You're not one or the other. You're both. And you should be proud of being both and not be embarrassed or ashamed of it. There's nothing to be ashamed of.